Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And here we are again on Friday, going to play in the wreath room. If you remember when we made the bee wreath on Tuesday, I said I needed a wreath for my kitchen, but the spot was very small that the wreath goes in. So it couldn't handle that big bee wreath. So what we're going to do today is to work on another little kitchen wreath. And it's going to be a bubble wreath. How unusual, we'll make a bubble. But here's the thing, and I went out to get some yellow mesh, because that's what I want to make it out of. Uh, Nobody had 21-inch mesh, so I had to get 10-inch, and we're going to make a 10-inch bubble wreath. Now that's fine. We've made one before, and it does work, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what we'll be using. So we're going to be using a 10-inch yellow mesh. I did pick up a sign in Hobby Lobby, and I thought this would look cute on it. It says, "Be our guest." Now this was a plain, um, the words, the plain words in the wood section, and I painted it with, I think it's called, let me just see the name of it, green tea is the paint, okay? And I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but what I did is put on some Mod Podge that has glitter in it, just to give it a little shimmer. And I just have a little insert I'll put on here that shows you what I did to get the sign ready. So I'll be back as soon as you look at that. Okay, you can see the sign, and it's just that plain wood from the wood pile. And I'm going to use that green tea paint, and I'm going to start by painting the back of the sign. And it really only took one coat. It's a pretty green. It's not exactly the same as the other green and I'm going to be using, but I like the color, so I'm going to use it anyway. When you're crafting, use whatever rows your boat, not what rows somebody else's, unless you're making something for somebody else. So I'm just using a little sponge brush and going over the back of this and giving it a coat of green tea. My tea was never that green though. And it doesn't take very long to dry. The acrylic paint, it dries very quickly. Okay. All right. Now we'll work on the front. Very simply. Going around. And of course, even this simple little project, I end up with green paint on my fingers. I, I've never been known to be a neat painter. I've never been known to be a good painter. But, how bad can you mess up painting a letter? There we go. It's a cute little saying, and it's not too big, which is perfect for the size of the wreath that we're going to be making. Okay, let's just check it there and see what happens. All right, one more time. Now this is the Mod Podge that has glitter in it, and you probably don't see it too well. I did notice when I was reviewing the first section that you do see the glimmer in it when I held it up to the camera, so that's good. And it really is just that, a glimmer. And if you want to put glitter on something like a sign, and we all know glitter can be a mess and it falls off all over the place, um, you can put glitter on. After that dries in the glue, you can put Mod Podge on top of it. Or this Mod Podge has the glitter already in it, and so it's going to be glued tight to whatever surface that you're putting it on. So I think this is an excellent way, a tip, when you want to put glitter or something on a sign, just use the Mod Podge because it will dry clear and you'll be just left with the shimmery glitter. And maybe I'll get to hold it up here in a minute and show you. It probably won't show the glitter at this point in time because it's wet, but that all dries very clear. And I'm just kind of looking to make sure that there's glitter on all the letters. All right, let's get busy and continue making our wreath. Okay, here we are back. And you can see it wasn't much to get it ready. This is the yellow mesh I'm going to use, and this is a 14-inch Dollar Tree frame. And I'm going to start like we always start. I'm going to start right at one of these crossbars, and I will just go around the crossbar and attach the mesh, and that just keeps it from sliding away. Now what you have to do when you're using the 10-inch mesh is to make sure you make a big enough bubble that when it opens it's going to cover this whole frame. So I'm just going to I think I'm going to try the 10-inch. Let's see where I'm at here. And I have got 2 rolls if I need them. And I'm using half pipe cleaners. Somebody had asked a while back if you could use 10-inch mesh, and we did make one not too long ago using it. This is very translucent mesh, so I'm going to try to get them as close as possible. It's going to go up against a wall, so there won't be light behind it. I'm thinking if there were light behind it, like on a window or something, this mesh might be just too lightweight. You'd see the frame through it. But where it's going on the wall, I think it'll work. I'm pulling it out 10 inches, coming back to where I was, holding it against the frame, and tying it. Tying it off. So, around and round we go. And I think that green, I was going to use, I have a bee I could put on here also, but the kitchen is really the lemon theme, not the bee theme, although it would be cute. And so I thought the sign would look nice because the green would show up nicely on it, on the yellow mesh. And then we'll put a pretty bow on the top. And I'm going to see how many I squish into this first section. And like I said, I do have 2 rolls if I need to go into the second one. I think I do need to go into the second one. Well, my finger's in there. There we are. Don't forget to turn your clocks this Sunday. For those of you who do, I know there may be somebody watching from one of the 2 states that don't turn their clocks. And the rest of us will be early for all our appointments. We make up in fall and we'll be late for all of our appointments. No, we'll be late for our appointments. In the fall, we're early. We're going to go forward. It really is making a nice little bubble. And I'm going to get through this first section, and we'll count and see how many we had in it. And then I'll continue around, because you don't need to watch me make bubbles all the way around. I've done it many times for y'all, or with y'all. And the 10-inch bubble works fine for covering the frame. I'll show you when I hold it up. Oh, I didn't get that one tight. Let's do that again. There we go. This is the last one in this section. But I think we've got quite a few in there actually. Now let's see how we did with bubbles. Looks pretty good. But we have got a lot. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in this first section. So it takes considerably more to fill up this section. If I were using the 21-inch mesh, it would probably be 6. We'll get started on the next section, and then I'll do some off camera. And we'll come back when we get further around. And I don't think there'll be 12 in every section. Because like any bubble, it will get filled in after a while. So there you go. It's coming really good. I'm going to continue going around, and I'll get back to you in a little bit when I'm further around the form. Be back in a little bit. Okay, I wanted to pop back in here and show you how far I got with the first roll. This is the end of the first roll, and I am about halfway through the fourth section. And there are 6 sections on one of these wreath forms. So a little more than halfway, so you definitely will need to have 2 rolls of mesh. Now if I had a thicker mesh, oh, let me see if I have something here. Something like this that has more thickness dimension to it, your bubbles are going to be much more, stiff, and they won't squish together so much easily. But this yellow mesh is so fine. It's that wonderful quality mesh you get from Hobby Lobby. Sorry, Hobby Lobby, but it's just not my thing most of the time. But anyway, it'll work just fine for this kind of a wreath. So I'm going to start by connecting the second one, and I'm going to connect it just like I connected the third. Yeah, just like I connected the first. I'm going right next to the other one and around. Chop that off. Now what I'm going to do is to push this one down below, get that out of the way. Now I have already cut and attached the other one, so I'm going to, this is the first one here, see? And I'm going to just cut that off now and get that down below. And we'll push this down through the frame. And now we'll just continue right on making bubbles. And I had to cut up more pipe cleaners. I haven't a clue how many bubbles I have on here. A lot. Okay, there we are, all the way around. And there are 60 bubbles on here. Now I'm going to try to just go down here somewhere between one of these 60 bubbles and bring these wires down for the sign. Putting signs and bows on bubble wreaths is a little bit different. You want to get it tight enough so it's not going to fall off, but you don't really want to push down on the bubbles too much. And that looks pretty good to me right there. You don't want to squish these bubbles. So if you want practice on making bubbles, make one with this kind of mesh, 10 inches. And by the time you finish it, you'll be an expert bubble maker. There you go. All right, now let's put this to the side here and make a bow for it. And I'm going to use some of the lemon. And this, oh, didn't get my pin out. This is nice ribbon. It's very stiff. So I'm going to just come down about 8 inches. And I'm going to make, I think, 5-inch loops, because this wreath is not all that big. Come out the same as the other one. Come out the same as the other one. And give it a cut. Now I'm going to use some of this green and black because we've got the green. And this is nice ribbon too. This is a 1.5 inch. Twist it. And I'm coming in about 1/2 inch. Twist it. And come in about 1/2 inch. Let's see. No, I think I'll do one more. I'm going to give one loop on each side of this black plaid because it's in one of the other bows. It's in both the other bows that are in there. So we'll just give a loop of this. And I'm thinking now, I'm thinking I'm going to do one more small loop with this, because I want this to be the predominant ribbon. The short tail. One loop. One loop. Okay. Now we'll get a zip tie. Get underneath it all. Bring it around and just get it started. Now you can pull it right off. And I'm going to use wire this time because it's longer than the pipe cleaners and the bubbles are high to get through. So I'm going to get a piece of wire through this. Then I tighten it down a little more, get all my tails down. All right, now I'm going to give it a good turn, a good twist. Bring it around to the back and pull. And there you go. What a pretty bow. Yep, that little extra lemony piece in the middle, I think really does a good job for it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let's put it on the wreath. I think we'll put it right about here. And bring those wires down. Okay, look at this. This is so cute. See, really, so plain old yellow mesh, and just add some pretty ribbon to it, and you've got a pretty wreath. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to take it up and put it on the wall where it's going to go, and we'll go in and take a look at it. I'll be right back. There you go. Look at that, huh? That's really cute. It's just a little something, and it fits in that space perfectly. And that bow is ever so beautiful. I love it. Goes nicely with the curtains and coordinates perfectly with the table runner. Perfect. Love it. Okay, I'll be back in just a second with a few parting remarks. Be right back. So there you go. There's a bubble trouble wreath. It's 61 bubble wreath with some pretty lemon and black ribbons on it. I think it's perfect. It looks exactly the way I want it to look in that little section between the window and the door. And I'm just about finished. I have to do my wreaths, my 4 little wreaths. I dug them out, or Bob dug them out for me, of my fall boxes because I had them up for fall and took them down and put Christmas wreaths up. And now I'm going to take off the leaves and put a little bit of lemon ribbon on it and a couple of flowers. And so when I get that all done, I'll be glad to bring you back and we'll take a little tour of the kitchen. We're almost there. And then we'll have to move on to something else. So anyway, that's it for today, and I did have to tell you in confession that when I went back and looked at my subscribers, I'm about 400 short of the 25, which is, please, I am not the least bit disappointed with that, and it'll get there. I'm not worried about it. So what I need from you is I need 600 of you to go tell somebody to subscribe to this channel, and I'll be right up at that 25 in no time. And thanks so much if you have subscribed. I hope you are enjoying us playing in the wreath room, and we're going to do something else, I think, next Tuesday, just for a change of pace. But in the meantime, I'll see you Sunday for the second episode of I'm Mad About March. And we're going to make an appetizer that's a little bit St. Patrick's related. So I will see you again Sunday. Don't forget, turn your clocks ahead. And I'll see you Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Bye-bye. Have a great afternoon. Have a great evening. Stay warm, stay safe. And everybody play nice now. Love you. Bye-bye.